said, you know what? I'm a fool. So I stopped talking to her. And then up FaceTiming me and she wants to talk more, but now I'm out the door. Now I don't care anymore. So now my responses are still sporadic. This isn't even a joke at this point. I'm just doing it because I don't care. And after a while, her responses dry out. Mine's been dry for a while now, and we just stopped talking. So it's like,
don't it feel like we regressed to like? Don't it feel like we had more like good conversations with women and shit, or like good relationships with women in high school compared to like today? Like, I feel like we regressed. Like, everything became like so immature when it comes to like communication.
that's kind of, it's crazy that you say that because afterwards, how long ago was this? This is like a month or two ago. Like, I just started messaging Dominique. We were just talking on like casual shit, and she was like how her grandmother was on her deathbed. Like she only had a few days left.
Yeah.
So it was like stage 4 cancer. Like no. So she was gonna drive from North Carolina to Florida to be with her in her last days. So I was just like, you know, if you want, because that's a long drive, like I'll stay up with you and talk to you while you get over there. So we end up talking that whole entire drive. And then we're texting back and forth. While she's at Florida for the week. And then she drives back from Florida to North Carolina. I stay on the phone with her then. So it's 8 hours back and forth. So afterwards, we start talking on the phone a lot more. And then we started video calling. And then I got her to admit that she's always felt but it was in a bad place. And she just didn't want to say it. And she was like, how she's still in love with me. And I'm like, well, no fucking shit. And she was like, how she's had relationships after me, and like, she was just like, no one's like treated me better.
Yeah,
and
that's some stupid shit.
Well, she was in a bad place. So even if she did admit it, like, what's gonna come out of it? We're in two different
states. Yeah, so that's true.
That, and we're in a better place now because I was miserable back then. So now both of us are in a good place. And she admitted, she was just like, yeah, like, she really wants to. Oh shit! What the fuck? I'm playing Doom Eternal for like the second time. I forgot how good this is.
I'm playing Crew. Like I fell in love with Crew for some reason.
Yo, you know what game I bought that's really fucking good? And I think you'd like it. Seafood.
I know, my brother said he wants to get that shit too. I might just get it for me and my brother.
It's hard though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really fucking hard. Like, it's based off like timing and stuff too. So you can block, but some enemies have guard, and you have to really time your counters. Because if you fuck up, if you like counter it a second late, they're gonna attack you. So
it reminds me of the other game I used to play. That the fuck is that shit called? I was playing it with the guy who spat on my bike. Absolution. That's the shit. Yeah, that was like that as well. That shit was very hard. Absolution. I liked it, but they just didn't have a good online. The online was kind of choppy. I met a stripper, another stripper. Well, I don't know if she's a stripper or not, but like, she says she does like fashion pageants or whatever, like beauty pageants or whatever. So I'm closing up. I met her before when she came to the gym, but like I didn't really carry on a conversation with her or anything like that. But apparently, she said we had a conversation beforehand or whatever. So I was like, all right. So I met her again, like the night before when I was like closing up and shit. She was like, oh, you're my favorite closer or whatever. And I was like, oh, if I'm your favorite closer, give me your number and shit. So she gave me her number. We talked for like one night. Everything is going cool. The next day, like, she didn't reply back. So I was like, all right, she's probably busy or whatever. So the next day, she didn't reply back. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm just fucking retarded or something. Like, I'm going through that shit with like a lot of girls recently. Like, just I link up with them. I get their number. I even like link up with girls in like real life and shit. Like, I don't do Tinder no more. Hardly do Tinder. And still, it's just like I can't like get anything at all. Like, my fishing rod is probably fucking broken or something. I don't know. I just can't. I can't get shit at all. Like, it's just done for me. I think I'm kind of happy about that though. Like, the more I accept it's done for me, I think the better is that like I could just go on with my life and just start working harder, I guess, on like things I need to work harder on.
Yeah, like I realized time to yourself gives you exactly that, time to yourself. So now it's just like I can't.
Oh, but it's done though. It's like legit done. I'm done with dating. I think, like, I don't think I even have a what they call a car in the race when it comes to dating. Like, I'm just done. Like, I don't think I'm attractive anymore or like cool. I don't think anything of that anymore. Like, the most I could think about for me is just like I'm good with weapons and shit, and that's about it. And yeah, that's about it. But other than that, I don't think there's nothing to me anymore when it comes to like being attracted to another woman or anything.
Well, look at it this way. You're one step closer to becoming an assassin or a hitman.
But I don't even care for being anything like that. Like, I just want to like have a normal life, dude. Like, or just get work and like stunt shit. That's about it. I don't even want to become an actor. I don't want to do any crazy shit. I don't want to be in no limelight. Like how you said, like you don't want to be in no type of limelight. Maybe you are a Virgo.
Why would you do that? No, that's the thing, right? That's the thing, right? And what's crazy, right? And I'll bring this back to Dominique later, but you know who I've become really, really like close friends with?
Who?
Angela.
Oh, word? Ain't she like a Leo too?
Huh?
Ain't she like a Leo too?
Yeah, like it's weird. She posted something about her dog, and I commented because I'm an animal person, so I messaged her. I commented on her story about her dog, and we were just talking about dogs or whatever. And then we were just like, how are you? How have you been? Blah, blah, blah. I was talking about that. And then she needed my advice on something. And I'm like, yeah. So she asked for my advice. I gave her advice. And then we were talking about that a little more. And this was all over. This was on Instagram. And she was just like, I don't know why I'm messaging you here. Text me. So then that was that. And I told her, I was just like, look, because she knows. I tell her about Dominique, so she knows I'm not trying to fuck her. Because Dominique, we established we still have feelings for each other, and we established we want to be with each other. But we haven't been single that long. You know, like, we never had time to be single. Like, I'll go down the list. Bianca was all of high school. That was 2012. Then I got with Micaiah in 2013. And then I got with Dominique in 2016. And then I got with Kayla in 2018. So I never had time to be single, and she never had time to be single either. So we're just like, we're not gonna go out. We're not gonna use this as a time to let's fuck as many people as I can. If it comes to that and we want to, then yeah, we should. Why not? But
how do I even do that? I can't even do that in my life. Like, how the fuck do I even do that shit? Like, It's so fucking fucked up for me, man. It's really fucked up. Like, I get so pissed off at life because I know I look fucking good. Like, I know I look fucking good. I know I do fucking good shit. But it's just like, why? Why is it so fucking hard for me to get, like, anything? When I'm such a fucking hard worker and shit, and I be doing my thing. I really don't understand. Like, I don't even have bad credit anymore. I just really be fucking mature as fuck. And I still don't get it. Like, why is it so fucking hard? Like, I don't understand. Maybe it is a thing where I'm just like fucking, people fucking despise me or some shit. I don't know. I be trying to figure it out, man. Maybe it's my face or something, or like, I be wanting to wear a mask like Dr. Doom, like legit now. I legit just want to wear a Dr. Doom mask. And I want to cut my vocal cords off and just not speak or look at anybody anymore. That's how I want to live my life now. Like, it pisses me off.
I'm telling you, me, it's a matter of life. Because put it like this, I'm not.
Like, have you ever had a dry spell where you just don't speak to nobody and nobody finds you cool at all? Like, no woman finds you cool at all. I don't think you've ever been through one of those. So, like, when you go through one of those, let me know. The shits are fucking horrible.
So that's the thing. Like, that's what I meant when I say I got lucky, because everyone that I talk to, like. And I tell people the only time I've actually went out of my way to talk to someone I didn't know prior was Kayla. Like, Bianca and I knew each other already. Nakaya messaged me. Dominique and I dated already. I went out my way for Kayla. We didn't know each other before that point. And Genesis, we were already friends. Shanae, we were already friends. So it's not like I've ever really had to go out of my way and shit. So,
dude, I had to learn that shit. I had to, because people kept telling me that. They was like, just go out your way to like speak to girls, or like go like be physical with this shit. Like, you know, like stop relying on Tinder and all these dating apps. And I stopped doing it, and I picked up on like game and shit, and still the shit doesn't work, bro. Nothing works. Like, I want to know. I really want to grab God by the beard sometimes and ask him, like, why the fuck am I going through this shit? And why nobody else is going through this shit but me? Like, I really want to figure it out, because I don't understand. Like, I'm athletic as fuck. I don't have like fucked up shit in my credit. I'm not in no debt. Like, I'm responsible as fuck, man. Like, I don't understand. Then I see like people that are like beneath me, like legit beneath me, nigga. I don't fuck anymore. I'm just gonna say it. Like, people who have fucked up credit, who don't know how to fucking say their ABCs and they're still fucking adults. Like I don't understand anymore. Like, what is making me the worst person on this earth? I don't understand. I'm trying to figure this shit out today. I'm trying to figure it out today. I'm going crazy trying to figure this shit out.
That's the tricky thing about it. You can be as good of a person as you want, but
so should I be like Hitler or something? Should I be evil, like an evil rapist or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
What is the turn should I take in my life to improve this dry spell?
Like you said, I stayed in my comfort zone, so I never really had that zone. Outside of Kayla and the girl I quote unquote got pregnant from Tinder, I never really went out of my way. So there's people that I'm friends with at work, because outside of me and the person that started with me, it's all girls, and they're all really attractive. But it's easy to talk to them because they know I'm not trying to fuck them. So it's like, and even then,
what happens if they want to fuck you? What happens when they make the indication that they want to fuck you first? Like, that's the thing too. Like, I'm trying to deal with. Like, there's girls I work with too that sometimes they make the first move on me, and I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to work with you. But then they turn into something where, damn, I kind of want to fuck you too. Then when it actually gets to the point, it's like it doesn't happen. Nothing happens. It's like a big waste of time, and it makes things awkward. And I'm having a lot of awkward interactions with women, and I'm starting to get turned off by women completely, like legit. Like, I don't feel comfortable around any woman anymore. It makes me feel fucking weird in life. How do I get out feeling weird in life, Justin? How do I fucking fix this shit? Because, I mean, you speak to a lot of women, right? So I think you should have more of an insight than me. Like, I speak to a lot of women too, but it's a weird thing with me and other women. Like, they speak to me on a point where they gotta be very weird with me. They can't be too friendly. Like, if they become too friendly, it's like some weird shit. Like, they either catch feelings or I catch feelings or some weird shit like that. So, like, I don't know. I've been trying to, like, carry down the friend route of just speaking to girls as a friend, and that doesn't work anymore. I don't know, man.
I think it's and that's what we were talking about when I said I had that same conversation with Dominique. We were talking about how communication is weird nowadays. Like, you know, you date, you not even date, like you try to talk to girls, and not to say they shouldn't be independent, but it's like they don't even entertain conversations anymore. Even in a friend sense.
Even in a friend sense, because there's mostly times where I'm just like chilling. Like, I really don't want to have sex. I just want to learn like how the person interacts, how we click in public and in private and shit. Like, certain things like that I want to capitalize on, not just fucking, but like, then they confuse me with, oh, fuck relationships, we just want to fuck and shit, and then I have to get on that wave and be like, oh, I just want to fuck too. When in actuality, I just want to chill and like get to know you first. Like, that's how I'm primarily am. But it's just the world is so fucking weird. I don't know how to fucking act towards that shit. Like, I don't know whether to be on some slut shit or just like, I don't know. It's fucking weird.
It's a weird generation we live in. Like, it's 100% different than.
And like, I don't blame it on women either, because I know there's a lot of creepy guys and shit. Like, when I'm working, I see a lot of shit too. Like, I see and hear a lot of shit that just like, it makes me feel disgusted in myself whenever, like, you know, I try to talk to a chick or something, because there's this other dudes that be saying and doing creepy ass shit, and I'm just like, So I understand, like, I guess the pitfalls is like some of the communication things, but like, it just sucks now. Like, shit is weird. Like, you can't like talk to anybody normally without this hidden intention or something. Like, that shit is funny.
Because that's how it is, and that's why they don't even try to talk to people. That's why it's not a good character trait to have. You know, like, you have Kayla and even Angela. Like, Angela's name on Instagram is antisocial. You know, like, she'll obviously talk to people because we're texting each other right now.
Yeah.
But you have girls saying, yeah, I don't even talk to guys or whatever, and it makes sense because you know, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna want one thing, and let's say the girls do decide, yeah, let me talk to this guy, it hardly ever ends up being good. So they're just like, what's the point?
Interaction was just for sex, so maybe, and just like talk to chicks normally and shit, then I don't know if I come off boring when I do that, because then I hear things like, oh, I didn't know you had like a sexual side to yourself or some shit like that, and I'm like, dude, I do. It's just I don't want to be pervertish. Like, I don't want to initialize the conversation on some shit like that. We just met. So it's a lot of confusing shit. It is. Like, you're definitely right with that. Like, communication is weird as fuck. It's just strange, yo.
Yeah, it's like that's why I don't go out as like if you were to see me at work, if you were to see me outside now, and it's a completely different person. Like if I'm friends with you, and I was talking to Cass about this, I was talking to Cassie, and because she's into that horoscope shit. So when I told her, I was just like, yeah, like when she found out I was on the cusp, she was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, well, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? And she was
With the
like,
cusp of
oh,
what?
because well, if you're born on the last day or
Oh
the first
yeah.
day of the month, you're on the cusp. So I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? And she was just like how you act or whatever. She was just like, you don't act how Leos act. I'm like, that's rude. And what's crazy is at work yesterday, I was talking to a coworker who has a sign, and a coworker, she's a Leo, and she was just like, you don't act like a Leo. And they said the same thing Cassie said. She was just like, uh, you're quiet and you're collected around people you don't know, but when you're around people you do know and you're friends with them, like you can show on that side. So it's like I don't if I'm not friends with you, I don't talk to you. Like I can talk to you, yeah, but even if you're a girl that looks good, if I really don't know you, you won't even know I'm attracted to you. Because what's the point? I don't want to talk to you. I'm at a point where it's just like, why?
Why
Judging from
like
how communication is now, nah, it's
yeah.
a pass. I'm good.
Yeah, you see, that's how I'm feeling right now too. Like I'm feeling just like that. And
Yeah,
I'm at a point in my life, like I'm 27. I already had sex with chicks. Like I know how it feels. Like I really just want to have somebody just to settle down with. But it's just so fucking weird. Like just to get that point across now. Well, for me, I don't know. Like for you, you're probably like having better luck than me with that shit. But even like people at my job is like, yo, like why aren't chicks like speaking to you or stuff? Like why aren't you getting anything? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just working. I'm just working.
and that's okay. It's like I guess it's easy for me to say that because um, Dominique and I established we're gonna get married. Like obviously it's not gonna be now, but like
Yeah,
we
so
talk
that's
about
good though.
it, and we're like dead ass. Like she in July next month she's coming up here for like a week, and for 3 days I'm gonna rent like a hotel or whatever. We're gonna spend like 3 days there, and then in
That's
August
dope.
I'm going down in North Carolina for a week, and we're gonna like do whatever. It's gotten to a point where I play like Minecraft and some child's game with her son,
Mm.
and he's even said on numerous times, "I like Justin." It got to the point where he even said, "Why don't you marry Justin?" He never heard us
That's
talk
dope.
about that.
That's actually a dope. What do you call those things? When somebody cover like throws in a good word for you or some shit. That's like actually a good recommendation.
Oh, oh, he's vouching for me. Yo, stop playing with my boy. But yo, my boy's a good guy, you know. But yeah, it's like even if it wasn't outside of her, before her and I even started talking again, once I was through with Shanae, I really didn't care. Because once again, I didn't care before Shanae. Shanae's the one who initiated it, so I said, why not? But I just don't care to. It's more or less, there's stuff I know I need to work on when it comes to myself. So that's what and I told Dominique, that's what I'm in the process of doing.
Mm.
So she gets it. She's doing the same thing. And it's great. But I don't know.
No, that's actually pretty dope though. Like,
This whole dating shit is weird. Like you see it's talking about oh they want relationships, but then the next status, say they'll cheat and say they want like a sneaky link and stuff, and then when they say that and people message them, they're just like I don't want to talk to you guys. And it's like, well, how is A supposed to happen without B? I don't get
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. I even say the same thing. I said the same thing today to myself. Like, how is A supposed to happen without B with that shit? That's why I'm like kind of clocking out. Like, maybe I should just like let, I guess, the opposite sex come up to me instead. But then again, like you said, like that shit will not take place. Like you gotta go out there and, you know, I don't know.
I swear, girls
I
don't
just I
really
don't know
chat.
anymore.
There are girls that complimented me, but I don't really count it as shooting their shot. But the times where girls legitimately shot their shot was two. Nakaya shot it, and there was this girl I knew since elementary school. And kids in elementary school, it's scientifically our frontal lobe isn't fully formed yet. So we're practically sociopaths. So we were in the lunchroom, and I remember this. Like, I was sitting down and I was eating, and someone was just like, Justin, Shantia wants to ask you a question. So I looked over, and Shantia was like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And I looked at her with the straightest face, and I said, no. And I went right back to eating. And
I'm
then,
weak. Like that's like some jail shit.
yeah, that's elementary school. So years later, I think in like 2019 or something, she messages me, and she's just like, when are you going to let me take you out? And I'm like, oh, so this never went away. I'm like, well, we can hang out and stuff. She's like, she put like hard eyes and shit. She's like, yeah, when are you gonna let me do this, this, and this? And I'm like, it won't happen. But like I said, we can hang out. Okay, why not? So it's like the generation is weird. Like
Yeah.
I told Dominique, I'm like, whether I had sex with Kayla, even if I ain't had sex with Kayla, I'm beating it regardless. That's why I don't care with the sex. I'm beating off regardless. I'm being off. I'm working on myself. I'm happy, and that's just how it is. So, womp womp.
So apparently I'm a manager now. Unofficial manager. It's just a stupid. Somebody, an employee texted me, and they were like, "Oh, there's no air conditioner at the gym today. Like, it's done. Everybody's just like suffering at the gym today." Um, I have no idea how to turn that on. And the boss, we have a new boss that's like, she has the hots for me. She wants to fuck me. I don't know if I want to fuck her. Cause like, she doesn't look bad, but she has like a botched Botox job, in a way. Like, with her lips. It's not that bad, but it's noticeable a little bit. But yeah, she has like issues getting across like certain things about our building. Like when it comes to like turning things on, turning things off, where certain things are at. The other manager I left, so it's just like me controlling most of the things that happens at that job. And yeah, they got no air conditioner today, so I don't know how I'm gonna like finesse that for them. And I told one of the employees to just open up the doors, and he was like, "That shit not working. It's still hot." I don't know what to do in that situation. Fuck. And guess how much they pay you for the assistant manager position?
How much? How much?
Like 15.25.
Boo. Boo. Terrible. You.
That's why I didn't accept it. Like I wasn't on the thing to accept the shit. Because the new employee that's like talking to me right now, he was like, "Yo, why don't you become the all of them are asking me like, why don't you become the assistant manager or something?" Even the customers. And I was like, I really wanted that position until like the last assistant manager told me how much he makes. and how much he makes compared to the amount of responsibility he has to take on for like the job, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm happy he left so he can get a better job or some shit. He got a job, I think, at fucking JFK, working at Delta or something. And he put me on, so yeah, hopefully I can work at Delta sometime soon. Get some free flights or some shit. But yeah, like, I don't blame him for leaving, because like, to have to deal with all that shit and just get paid like $15 an hour still. Because I'm getting paid like $16.50 hour for like my stunt coordinating thing. And I don't really have to do much compared to that job, to this job I have right now. And the director I hooked up with and shit, he has like mad projects coming up and shit. And he seems like he's like legit as fuck. Like, so far he's been paying me pretty well. No complaints, always on time. Always meeting up on time. Getting people together on time and shit. So hopefully I could just like keep doing shit with him and making like moves with him and shit. Cause I met Moon Knight nigga, yo. I met Moon Knight nigga, so like hopefully, yeah. Oscar Isaac. So hopefully I could keep coming across people like that, and we'll be lit. Like, I want to get you some active positions, because I feel like you'll have fun with that shit. Like funny ass like scenes too. Like, I feel like you'll have fun with that shit. But
I asked that because it's like, you think I was like, you think I can be an actor? She was like, no. I'm like, I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
I think you could be an actor. Like, I'm not even like gassing you up or anything. It's just the charisma you have. Like, you have a lot of charisma, and you have a lot of confidence in your voice and shit. So like, you could be a better actor than me. I cannot be an actor at all. Like, I stumble upon my lines. I forget shit a lot. I stutter a lot.
You're gonna be doing a scene. You're gonna like go to the actor and whisper, "It's my line."
Yo, niggas was doing that shit, bro. They were legit doing that shit during rehearsals. And I was like, yo, just improvise. Like, I had to shoot for one of these guys, and I was like, yo, just improvise. Like, just say any line if you forgot your line. And I'm like, you dude, why did I have to tell you that? You're acting like way longer than me and shit. And I just got into the world. Because he was holding me hostage, and there was like an action scene. Like, most of these scenes are just action scenes. So like, a lot of people have to do physical shit while remembering their lines, which is kind of hard for actors. Like, if you're not like used to doing like physical scenes while remembering that shit, then it's gonna be fucking hard for you. And this guy, like, he was holding me hostage and shit. And he was trying to remember his line, because he was so focused on like the movement of just like getting out of like just like selling for the hostage situation, that he just forgot his line. So I was like, dude, just improvise and be like, fuck you, Daredevil, you know, this and that, or whatever. And he had to take a while to be like, oh, okay, yeah, fuck you, Daredevil. I'm like, wait. So people be botching their lines a lot. Like, it's a even if you're a good actor, you botch your lines a lot. So it's not even like a bad thing. But it's just like, if you're like in wrestling, like WWE, or like something high end, they're gonna get pissed off at you for doing that shit, of course. But like,
yeah, because I get life, pal.
Yeah. Real life, pal. I respect like wrestlers so much now. Like, them niggas go through a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Like, I don't know. What are you saying?
You know how many times, like, there's actors that's just like, yeah, it took forever to just do this one scene. Because either they forget it, like, they laugh and shit like that, like...
The facial expressions of somebody else, too. Like, sometimes you can look at somebody else's face, like, even if it doesn't even have to do with the scene or anything. Like, let's say if you had a rapport with that person earlier, or you know the person, and like, you guys joke around a lot. Like me and you, we joke around a lot, right? And we about to film a serious like scene or some shit where like something fucked up happened and we gotta like sell that shit. But we keep looking at each other because we know we joking around and we know that's not how we truly act and shit. Like, so you just start to laugh and shit. You have no choice but to laugh. Like I had that happen so much times.
Most of the times in bloopers, it's them saying, he's making me laugh, or stop making that face, or some shit like that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm that type of person to do that shit, so I don't think I could be an actor. The kid, that was acting with me, that was doing rehearsals with me, he kept saying like, oh, you could be one, like, it's easy as fuck, like, just remember your lines and stuff. You can remember all the choreography for your fight shit. You can remember a script. I'm like, fuck no, like, my body's just different. Like, I could just remember physical shit. Like, I can't remember, like, lines. I don't think I have a capability of doing that too much. And then he was like, oh, you could remember a rap song, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, you pulled a fucking mom trick on me. You can remember a rap song, but you can't remember, what do you call it?
You can't remember your job?
Your math work or your job? Yeah. I was like, you pulled that mom excuse on me. I was like, you're right though, that is true. I was like, nah, that's different though. I really do think that's like a different thing to get into. Or like, the stunt thing is very easy. Like honestly, all you have to do is just be a ragdoll for people and know how to fall. It's hard to get gigs for that shit unless you like hooked up with somebody. Like I was trying to look for gigs on my own, and you really need an agent for that shit, and I have no money to pay for an agent. Fuck that. I'll just go on Backstage and try to find gigs like that. But yeah, that's like the only thing that's keeping me positive, yo. Like, and away from like the dating and talking to bitches and shit. Because if I didn't have that, dude, that shit would make me so sad. Like, fuck. Like, this summer would be so dead for me. Hey, what you said?
I said that acting thing sounds cool. Like, I can, when I want, I can think of, you know how many times I've went on stage, right? Without, like, stuttering or fucking up, that's off the top of my head. So I feel like I'd be good at it. That, and as long as you don't fuck up all the time on your lines, they don't mind saying, all right, we're good.
Yeah, it's like, you can't be on some, like, methed out shit, like,
Yeah.
That's all. But I think it's pretty simple. Like, I think I could figure it out too, but I'll have to start very small. I don't think I'm gonna be cocky with that shit. But they might do like a Batman Beyond movie, like short film or something like that. I could put you on that one.
Well, since I'm black, you can just ask if I can be Commissioner Gordon, right?
Well, he was. But there's no commissioning Gordon in fucking Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So you could like actually get another role.
We'll find out about that.
No, you could be fucking thing. I don't think we care about the race thing in when it comes to filming with the hero shit with this one. I really don't mind that either. Like, I kind of don't care for that shit anymore. like when it comes to like getting the race of a character accurate, unless it's like Black Panther or like Peacemaker. Black Panther, Peacemaker, Captain America, like those people have to be white. That person has to be black, you know, legit. Whatever. Unless he's spinning like a different mantle or something like that, like with Captain America or something. But
And that's
like,
when I realized, like, people are so busy with, oh, he's black, why does it matter? Like, you got the fucking character. Like,
yeah.
people complain, oh, why haven't you got this? And you get it, and then you're just like, well, no, but because they're not this. And it's just like, what does it matter? You're getting the character.
But like, if like for instance, if Daredevil was like black or like whatever, you know, or Moon Knight or like one of the other characters they were recommending on doing, I don't think I'll find any fault with that. Like, it's just a short film. It doesn't have to. It's an adaptation. Like adaptations don't really have to be really based off anything crazy. Even though the Fantastic Four thing kind of pissed me off. It's because like it should only matter when it's like a genetic thing, like, or if there's a historical thing connected to it, like the race thing. But when there's not like no historical or significant thing connected to it, like it's okay to have like a black Cyclops, or you know, like just like go off the rails with like different races of like characters or whatever. True. But I met some black militant people, you know, that's like, they have like Cyclops qualities and shit. I'm like, oh, could be like a dickhead Cyclops or something.
Okay.
But yeah, like they can probably do some crazy shit for us. Like it'll be lit. The gym that we train at too is it's like a gymnastics gym, but they have like a lot of like different parkour shit, different like trampoline things to do and all that. It's pretty dope. Like if you ever carry if Dominique ever comes up here, like you can carry her over there. You have a cool ass day.
Speaking of Marion, I feel like, I don't know if you went, but if you haven't, I feel like you should feel disrespected. That's your best friend. I think so. Ainsley got married.
Oh, where? Oh shit.
Yeah, he got married too. You gotta focus on your cash.
Well, I mean, yo, it is what it is, right? Like, I'm happy. I'm actually happy for people that like actually find love. Like, I can't be sour towards that shit because then that destroys the hope for me as well. Like, you know, I'm happy for Lance. Like Lance too. I'd be really happy for that dude because his life is just doing shit that you just want to do, like without having to like impress like the outside world with your partner, you know.
Josh had a kid with it too.
Huh?
I said he smashed Daphne and had a kid with it too. But
yeah, but like Daphne's an asshole. I heard she was like a big asshole. I mean, like she was cool. They worked it out and shit, but I heard like there were just like a lot of complications and shit with that. So I'm kind of happy he found like this chick. Like this chick seems pretty solid. Like Daphne, you know what makes me think that Daphne was a bit of an asshole to this nigga? she had it going on for her, like body wise and face wise, like, or like in high school it was done. She looked like a mature woman, like over every girl that was there. So like I think she had more of like, and she used to treat this nigga like kind of like shit too in front of us. I used to be like, yo, what the fuck? Why is she so mean to Lance?
No, I think she had a little bit of Amber Heard in her. Like she hit. I don't want to say she hit a wall.
Do you see her now? I don't know how she looks now.
I don't want to say she hit a wall. But ain't the same.
Oh shit.
It's more or less, okay, I'll smash for, why not, right? But it's one of things change. Damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie. Let's go like that. But yeah, that's alright. Not really complaining about it. Um, I had to come to terms with the fact that
Oh shit.
as
Sorry.
much as we want to be with each other, we're not together. So she told me, she was like, if you want to fuck other people, you're more than able to. She's like, but when we're together, you can't. I'm like, that's obvious. But
That seems like a good deal for you, yo. Like that's like
yeah,
the
like
best shit. To get a woman like that to understand, like just chill, like both of you guys just chill out and like you could do your own thing, but at least like come together at the end. Like shit, that's legit.
but then we was like, I had to come with terms with the fact that that would mean she can also fuck other people, and it's not in the sense of a jealousy. I don't want her doing blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It's kind of just a shitty feeling. But then I was just like, get over it. And so, I'm over it. She was just like, she was like, even if I was to do that, she was like, there wouldn't be anything attached to it. She was just like, she was like, I've told you before, I don't see myself marrying or being with anyone else outside of you. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but like, I was just like, all right, deal. If you do, don't tell me about it. And she was like, all right. I'm like, okay. She's like, but if you do, you can tell me if you want. I'm like, I will do no such thing.
Yeah, like
So,
it's something that you just stay to yourself. I think.
because when it comes to her and I have different perspectives on what sex are. Like she's mastered the art of detachment, so she can see it as sex and not see it any other way.
I think a lot of chicks are like that nowadays.
Yeah,
That's why it's so easy for like just to like yo, this girl that I met at the gym, Justin, like she made herself seem like such a normal chick in the first day, and made it seem like she was really interested in me, because I was on the wave of like just talking to her normally, but she was like talking to me on some like really good shit. Like she knew me for a long time. She was like, "Oh, we had a conversation 5 months ago about I told you about my profession and all this shit. Like, do you remember?" I'm like, "No, that was like 5 months ago. I don't remember that shit." Like, I try to block out anything that happens at my job. And I'm here like, okay, like this shit is going well. Like this girl probably was really thinking about me or something. And then the following weekend, like, no reply, nothing.
I'm telling you, girls are weird like that.
The detachment thing is seriously a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time. Like, there's no balance with that shit sometimes. Like, they need to figure out a balance with that. Know when you're like fucking with somebody's head, because I be here thinking like there's things wrong with me, like mentally, like to the point where I don't even want to go outside and interact with like my like people that I'm cool with, you know. Like I just want to stay by myself and shit because I feel weird now. Like, you make me feel like a fucking outcast. Like, I did something wrong. Every girl I talk to, like, makes me feel like that. So, like, shit becoming weird now. Like, I'm like, oh. I'm more happier, like, just by myself, to be honest. Like, just chilling by myself and not, like, having any feelings attached to anything anymore. When it comes to, like, the dating aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm realizing that's just how people are in this generation. You know,
These atomized cars look so beautiful. I need to stop doing that, though. I have too much atomized
yeah,
cars.
that's just how people are. You know, I try not to. There's times where, you know, not even in the sense of I'm trying to talk to you, but just for sake of conversation. And there's times where I'd be left unread and I really wouldn't think too much about it. Before I'd be like, yo, like, did I say something wrong? Now I'm just like, I don't care. This is how people are. Because I'm the same way. Like, I'm a terrible texter. Like, and this is not a good trait to have. I don't understand why people use that as a good quality trait. Like, it's not good. Like, it depends. Like,
Oh, I am too.
Don,
Like, but it's like, I am too, but it's like, I think people are smart enough to know where, the level of interest that they're putting into a person and when they're, like, clocking in and clocking out, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because there's no way you can say, like, one thing and, like, because I can do that too. Like, I can clock in and clock out too, like, on people, but, like, I'm at a time of my age, I'm at a part of my life where I just don't want to do that. Like, I don't care to do that stuff to people. Like, I know, like, I know people out there that want to kill themselves over certain things like that. Since they have, like, certain mental complexes that they're trying to overcome. So why would I try to, like, lead you on a fucking path or some shit? On some weird shit. But, I don't know. That's why, like, I laugh when, like, chicks speak about mental health, like, men's mental health. Like, whenever, like, they have, like, men's mental health day, and it'd be like, oh, spread awareness. Like, when it was like, oh, spread awareness for that shit. Like, I was laughing a lot about that, because it was like, oh, like, spread awareness about that, but then, like, you go, multiple bitches goes one nigga and shit, and he kills himself, like, y'all not, like, looking at that situation, too. Like, you're not looking at the part where you're manipulating a person mentally and shit. Like, when does that end too? One has to end so the other could, like, flourish, right? Not to say, like, I want to kill myself over some shit like that, because I'm cool. Like, I already have, like, outlets to go out and, like, you know, take myself out of that shit. But, like, other people that I know that I be talking to about the same shit, be wind off themselves whenever they go through some shit like this. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I already tried doing shit like that too. And, like, you know, there's more to life than just that. But it is, like, fucking, it's messed up, like, when you get into it with somebody and they mislead you and shit. Like, and you're over 25 and it's like, what the fuck? Like, shouldn't that shit be done already? Like, if you just want to fuck, say you just want to fuck. Like, it's not it shouldn't be taboo to just say that anymore.
And that's why I feel lucky that with Dominique or whatever, because she understands that. Like,
Yeah.
she'll tell people she has sex with, she tells them, like, yo, I hope you know, like, there's nothing outside of this. Like, most of the guys, like, oh yeah, I get it, just because they want to fuck. But even so, she lets them know there's nothing outside of this. You know, like, she doesn't see it as, you know, people see sex as the sacred and you guys are communicating souls and exchanging energy. She doesn't care about that. She doesn't give a shit about that. Like, she's like, you know why you're here, you know why I'm here. Let's do
People
it.
been doing that since BC times, man. Like, I agree with you too. Like, that shit is the sacredness of that shit is like, I guess could only be taken to a point where you're bringing somebody into this world. I guess like when you're making a goal to do that, then yeah. Or if you like you have marriage on the line, then yeah, then there should be some sacredness to that. But yeah, if you're just like dating around and you have no interest in settling down or anything like that, then yeah, why not? Just say that shit. It was gonna happen anyway. To the next person, like just say it anyway.
And it's like sometimes relationships are overrated too, you know, like even marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was getting a haircut last Thursday, I want to say, and I was talking to Ricky, and Siobhan, Kim's sister, is married and is still fucking Ricky. Like she to the point where you would think they're married. Like she's on Ricky all the time. Like they live in the same building, but like Ricky tells her, yo, like Siobhan's just like, oh, I should be with you, blah blah blah. Ricky's like, well, you had that chance, and I see what you're doing to him, so why would I want to do it with you again? And she's so even marriage isn't this sacred thing. It all depends on who you're with, but
There's a dark side to it all. Like, like even in that aspect, like I even thought about that too. Like, do you want to get married when you get older? Like, and that's like a whole nother rabbit hole too, because then you hear about, yeah, shit like that. Like, fuck. And you have to go back to worrying about, oh, am I gonna catch a disease in this relationship? And because that's the thing I'm trying to avoid. Like, I don't want to catch anything. I have a good track record of like being clean as fuck, and I just want to keep it that way. I just want to keep it that way. And like, so far so good. Like, but now it's just like I don't even care anymore. I don't, not that I don't care. Like I do care, but it's just like I don't. I'll fuck a hooker. I'll fuck a hooker. I don't give a shit. I'll wear protection, of course, but I haven't had like sex in a while. But I'll fuck a hooker. I don't care. Not no like raggedy looking one though. Not no old crackhead looking one though.
oh yeah, at the end of the day, we
I
still
have standards. I still have dignity.
yeah, at the end of the day, we still have standards. It's no big deal.
But hey, go to massage parlor one of these days, and yeah, like I don't mind that. Like, shit. But yeah, like it's crispity crackety out here. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna change that hood. Fuck that hood. That's too much nigga shit in the hood. That hood looks too niggery. We put mad non-car shit.
Oh wow. This game is so good. Like, why did I beat the game? I guess that's why I stopped playing it. But oh, you know, for free, Shinobi Striker.
Oh, word? Oh, man.
Yeah, it's free this month.
Okay, I gotta get it.
So, I best believe I chose the Nigga Village. What's it called? The Cloud Village.
I'm gonna choose to leave. I'm gonna be a leaf. Or,
Oh, you're being basic? Heard you.
but can I pick Orochimaru's sound thing or whatever? Or is that the funk
Yeah.
play?
Let me look up all of them, the ones you can choose from.
I'll pick his village. And the last Naruto game I played was like fucking the last one with the Great Ninja War. But I don't think they even had Kaguya in that one. That one was just like Yeah, I don't think Kage was even in that one. Anime games, like, I don't know. I like them, but they don't make no sense to me. Like Dragon Ball, like at least they're doing things that kind of make sense. Like they're branching off to different stories and having like new characters and shit.
Oh, Gohan has a new form, by the way. I kind of got spoiled on it. I was scrolling down Facebook and I saw a post about it, and someone told me what the form was. So I'm like,
Oh,
damn.
that's dope though. Like what? Does he
I'm
look
still
cool?
watching it. He has white hair.
All right. Well, at least they're doing something with him. That's all I can say. At least they're doing something with him.
Fucking Toriyama was like, oh yeah, Gohan has the potential to be the strongest out of all of them. I'm like, okay, so it's like, you had all this time, right? And it's his fault, because Gohan was supposed to be the main character after Cell. But after the Cell Saga. But the fans fucking bitched and moaned and complained. So he had to find a way to bring Goku back. But it's like after that, the only time he had time was when he was in the Buu Saga. You hyped him up and he got washed. Off his arrogance, he could have easily beat Super Buu, but he got washed. In the Tournament of Power, where he only him and Frieza beat the speed guy. I forgot what his name was.
I don't know. I think he was trying to like spin something with that, like a story or something with that character, where it's okay not to be a father or something. Like you don't always have to follow the path of your father or some shit like that. But like, yeah.
The same shit. He just kind of doesn't do.
Like that's why I like Boruto, because like this is like Boruto established that this is a community of people that this is their lifestyle. This is their shit. They're the shinobis and shit. And not only his father is doing it, but like a whole slew of other dudes and women are doing it too. Like, so like, yeah, like with this dude, it's like with Gohan, I felt like they were trying to do that with him, like take the pressure off him at the same time. But
they ignored him completely. Same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
It's like literally Goten was only there so he confused with Trunks and do Gotenks.
And because they missed Goku so much that they needed a a filler for Goku.
Yeah, it's like
they missed Goku's hair so much. Get that right? They missed Goku's hair so much, his like likeness, that they needed a Goku-esque character to make the show watchable. But I thought the show was still watchable on its own without Goten and whatever.
Yeah, it's like they didn't do shit with them. And it's like, in the Tournament of Power, like him and Trunks watched over the forest while 17 was in the tournament, and they kind of put in work, I guess. They protected it and whatnot, but it's like you could have did something more. I think they're aged now. I think Goten and Trunks they aged, so now they look different in the new movie, and it's like they had no creative idea on what to do with that movie, so they're like, let's bring back another group of androids from the Red Ribbon Army.
They were stocked up. They were stocked up in the factory back storage.
They're like, yo, we gotta let these shits go. Like we're out of storage. We gotta do something.
Word.
Okay, so it's the Leaf Village, the Sand, the Mist, the Stone, and the Cloud.
Don't like the Mist anymore. I don't like the Mist anymore because they fucking drug it out with that stupid story they did in Boruto. Like I'm scared to watch Boruto again because I think they're gonna still be at sea. They're doing a One Piece story with Boruto where this nigga's a pirate. I don't mind it. I like it, but like I hate it at the same time because it's just like there's so much other things they can touch base on with like the main plot of the story, and they're not doing so. Instead, they're like with the Mist Village, just like fighting these different ninja and shit. That I feel like that Boruto should have no problem fighting because he fought fucking people from space. So why would he have a problem fighting like these sea people? But then again, I forget like this.
That means the sea people are stronger than the aliens.
Well, and you want to hear some real life canon shit? So on Joe Rogan, right? Last night, me and my dad watching Joe Rogan and shit, and
People still watch Joe Rogan. Good to know.
I know, but like me, I don't watch him, but like older people, I guess, do. So like whenever, like we watch that shit, whenever like there's nothing to watch, we just click him on. And he's speaking to that physicist, Michinoku Driver. He's speaking to that physicist, the guy with the white hair. And they were talking about how like aliens, like the best place for them to hide will be like underwater or some shit like that. And I've heard about that theory of like inner Earth theory and like Agartha and shit, like civilizations living in the oceans, shit like that. So I connected it and I was like, maybe the ocean people in Boruto are stronger because like we haven't discovered our ocean more. So like maybe, they have that advantage over the they just as powerful as the fucking alien people in Boruto. But then I came to think about it a little bit harder, and I was like, oh, well, the people in fucking Boruto, like the aliens in Boruto, they don't nest in the sea. They nest in the fucking like land. Like they're just off land, like somewhere in Earth, in a different dimension, basically, like in a pocket dimension, because they're keeping like the 10 tails in a pocket dimension. They don't even need to do that bullshit. So why the fuck is the fucking sea people so strong? I'm trying to figure that shit out. Why are they still stuck in the pillar? It's like pissed me off so badly.
It's weird when you think about it. Like, it's weird when you think about it, because it's like, they kind of did it in reverse. Like, you're supposed to fight the sea guys before you fight the fucking aliens. But now you fight the aliens before the sea guys. So now it looks like, oh, these sea guys are too strong for them and they beat aliens. So it makes them stronger than the aliens by proxy. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that one lost me like that. I heard like this show having a lot of plot holes in it, and I try to deny it over like just the world building aspect of it because I really love the world building aspect of it. But yeah, they fucked me up with that one. The sea people should not be stronger than the space people in this case. Maybe in our real world, yeah. The fucking sea and the alien people are fucking like legit together or whatever. There's a power scaling or some shit. not in our real world. Kind of destroy their own canon with that. But it's still kind of cool. Like I like what they did with the Mist Village though. They kind of made it really, really nice. They put significance behind it. They did it too late in the story, where it doesn't make sense. Like this guy's hurling asteroids at you and shit, but you're having a problem with water boy over here. Like, I don't know.
Random, the question. So,